I'm Kelly.
And I'm Leslie.
And we're the Dollar Saving Divas. We know how hard it is to provide your family with everything they need while still being able to treat yourself.
Everyone wants to be able to afford the most fashionable accessories, the newest styles, and those special evenings out without breaking the bank.
That's for sure. Over the years, we've found some tips and tricks to make this luxury lifestyle affordable, and we want to share those secrets with you. In each of our podcasts, we'll be sharing our suggestions for luxury living for less. Everything from how to spot the secondhand deals to tips for maximizing your rewards points. We want to help you save money.
Thanks for joining us. Now let's start saving.
Get your pregame on. Not for football, for Thanksgiving. This episode of the Dollar Saving Divas podcast is brought to you by renttherunway.com.
You'll find more than 200,000 pieces and 400 designers in the Rent the Runway closet. For any event you might be attending, formal, cocktail, or festive, you can get 4 or 8 day designer rentals for a fraction of the price. Anything you want, one flat price.
And when you click the link on our Dollar Saving Divas Facebook page, you'll save even more and help keep this podcast free.
Look great and save money too at renttherunway.com.
Okay, Leslie. Thanksgiving is right around the corner.
I can't believe that.
I know. Turkey Day, gobble, gobble, gobble. It's right around the corner. Okay, here's a bunch of things that you can do for Thanksgiving to get your pregame on and make sure everything goes right as it's the way it's supposed to be on time. And I don't know about when you have Thanksgiving. My sister-in-law almost always does Thanksgiving at her house. We have like a set time. Every year we set this time.
And it never happens.
It never happens. It's usually another hour.
I think that happens in every family.
It's usually an hour later. And you want to know why it's an hour later?
Was that turkey's not done?
No, the turkeys. We have two
done.
turkeys. No, they're done. But my father-in-law, retired physician, he carves the turkeys. He carves the turkeys as a doctor would be carving. Yes.
That's kind of
so it takes, well, after about 10 years, we realized we need to have a warmer there. So we take a warmer, we assist him
putting you're warming that's a good idea.
Yes, keep it warm, and we keep pouring a little turkey stock over it, so it keeps
doesn't get all dry.
Doesn't get all dry.
He's doing surgery.
I don't know about you, but it's kind of, I prepare several days ahead of time with regard to like my because Thanksgiving Day is a day everybody just.
It's like a marathon. You got to train.
Yes, that's right. And the thing is, you shouldn't just like skip breakfast. You should have, maybe it's like some protein, have some eggs or some oatmeal, a little bit of bacon, but skip lunch because most people eat during like the middle of the day. But don't skip your breakfast. Eat a little something so you're not like starving and uncomfortable when you go to the buffet line and all of a sudden you're 20 pounds of that stuffing. It's the only day I eat it, but it is awfully
so good.
Oh, I know. Well, also. Usually that's the day when you have all the family over and all the kids and all that kind of stuff. Well, everybody's got to have a job to do because you don't want them all hovering over you in the kitchen, which they're probably going to do anyway because it's where the food is. So what we like to do when we actually have done this several times, the kids, you got to keep them busy. Well, there's board games and things like that, but let's get them engaged in actually something, fun that's for Thanksgiving is we've had them draw place cards. I've actually had them make a centerpiece, like give them stuff to make a centerpiece. The other thing is we've taken empty toilet paper rolls, cut them, or paper towel rolls, cut them so they're the size of like a round napkin ring, decorate them, and then they put the cloth napkins in them.
That's cute.
They do that like with glitter and stuff like that. That keeps it keeps adults busy too. Give them a glass of wine or a beer, and they're good. They're good to go.
Have the craft table set up. Well, we like to play games. Not every family's game playing, but we love games like card games. We'll play Rummy or Euchre, or one of our favorites is Cards Against Humanity, as long as you don't have anybody there who might possibly be offended. But
I like Family Feud.
Oh, that's
I'm
fun.
addicted to Family Feud.
Yeah, but we love to play games. That makes the day fun. And you want to put out some little nibbles before the big meal just to keep people, but, you don't want them to fill up. So maybe a nice, like, crackers and dip, like artichoke, kind of a spinach artichoke dip or something. But, not a lot of things, just in small portions.
I know. I have that problem. I overdo the appetizers.
Yeah, and then you fill up on that. You don't want to fill up on the pregame stuff.
Well, and the other thing is, the best crackers. I don't. My husband is very particular about his crackers. He just doesn't want
Really?
Ritz and Triscuits.
No.
He doesn't even like Triscuits. But you have to remember, okay, great crackers are Breton's crackers. I love Breton's crackers. They're big, so you can put a lot of pub cheese on them.
That's true.
I always have to have pub cheese. And or in the case of your husband, Tom, I believe I have little breads that I get, and Braunschweiger, he loves that. doesn't
He doesn't. That is so gross. I don't get
he
it.
put some mustard on it, so I always have that for Tom. That's Tom's, and he can just basically, he makes like little sandwiches, Braunschweiger sandwiches. But it's about
horrible.
crackers. Cars, table water crackers, those are light.
I like water crackers, those little.
I do too. They're
Yeah.
small. And also make sure you have gluten-free crackers, because a lot of people are gluten-free. And so
The little rice crackers?
Yes, and they're
Those
actually
are yummy.
They are. They're pretty good. Sometimes I have to tell people that aren't gluten-free, get out of there, because leave them for the gluten-free people. Don't just be loading up on those. So,
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is, what do they say? Don't talk politics and religion and stuff at the dinner table.
There are topics that should be.
Do that on the one-on-one when
forbidden.
people are in their own corners and having a cocktail before dinner.
Don't do politics.
Don't do politics. Talk about, the recipe for the sweet potatoes and with the marshmallows in it. Don't do sweet potatoes with marshmallows.
yeah.
I hate sweet potatoes, and I hate marshmallows
Really?
even more, so I would not like that.
I love sweet
And they
potatoes.
put
I don't do
pecans in
marshmallows,
it.
though.
They put pecans in it and all that. No, I don't like that. The other thing, we say, no phones at the turkey table.
Oh, yeah.
No, you
That's a
cannot
good rule.
Oh,
No,
I
you don't
think
want
so.
people texting and checking Facebook.
Nope.
Yeah. Now, you probably want to have an alcoholic beverage, but,
Probably?
probably. Silly. But don't do like.
I have a bar set up. What are
You
you
want
talking
to do something
about?
with a little bit, lower alcohol content, because it's a long day and you need to pace yourself. And you don't want, Uncle Ed getting crazy before the turkey's served. So, maybe a little champagne punch or something that's,
Okay, now I have to tell you something. I won't say who did this, but and it wasn't me, but I have seen this. So, the woman in the house, she's really doing a lot of work on
Yes,
Turkey Day.
always.
I mean, so I have seen a coffee mug sitting by the sink full of wine and just sipping at that baby
There's nothing
all
wrong-
day long.
there's
And then
nothing wrong with
nobody
that.
even knows. And, she's having her coffee or her
There's
tea.
nothing
No.
wrong with that at all.
No. Having Chardonnay. Ooh. No, it wasn't me. Seriously, it was not me. It wasn't. Well, the other thing is, thank goodness for second refrigerators.
Right?
Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness. Because I'm very organized in my refrigerator. There's certain things, and when you're, preparing for a special meal, you've got a lot of extra things in that refrigerator. So make sure that you take, tell everybody when they come, and if they're bringing something that needs to go into a refrigerator, take it away from them and either put it in the refrigerator yourself or take it down and put it in the extra refrigerator. And I always recommend, taking, the drinks and things like that
Yeah.
and putting them in coolers or putting them in an extra refrigerator. Or in the case, sometimes in our family, a traditional eggnog is made, and we have this big eggnog bowl and really fancy cups that go with that. We actually set it on the back porch, and you go out there and you take a little
that's a good
eggnog,
idea. Keep
keeps
it
it
cool.
cold, doesn't take up space, and stays
Yeah,
cold.
get out the
So-
ice bucket for everything. And
Yep. Yep. That's what we do. Well, the other thing, and I do this because you're going to have a lot of guests in your house, so you don't want them all huddled around one appetizer table. So I spread things around. I'll take some things and put them on like my counter in the kitchen. Some things at another table, the bar area somewhere else. Then I'll always put things like nuts and some little
Yeah, you
things
want
that
little
don't
things.
need out in like the family room, and
put
just
some
kinda
stuff on the coffee table. Yeah, I
Exactly.
do the same thing.
Spread-
Just kind of keep them.
spread around.
Yeah.
Nuts are my favorite. I know you'll say, oh yeah,
I know, I
almonds,
love it.
little packets of almonds.
On,
Oh,
no,
they have
not on
calories.
Thanksgiving. That calls for mixed nuts.
Well-
That calls for that.
The other thing that
a step up.
that I do is, so the day before, I take little Post-it notes and I write on it what it is. Oh,
I
you're
do that
so good.
in the dishes,
and
yeah.
and the dishes.
Good mashed
that goes-
potatoes go in this.
Yes, and where they go.
This is the
because
platter
that
for-
makes me. I am not stressed out
Oh.
at all.
It
And
makes
then,
the day go better because you're not like digging for a dish. You get everything
Exactly.
down, you wipe it
Everything
out
is
and
there.
wash it, and you put the note in it so you know
got it.
what goes.
And
Yep, I'm with
even
you.
the spoon or the spatula, whatever.
I do.
It
I
is.
put it in the dish. So everything, here's where the stuffing goes.
I
here's
do
where
that,
the green
and,
beans
and
go.
not just on Thanksgiving. I do that for every party. And you've even seen me. Oh, there's Leslie's thing. It's
That's
going right there because it has her name on it.
And then I have the list of what I'm making so I don't forget to get something out of the fridge at the last minute and leave the cranberry relish sitting in the fridge.
And I learned that trick of the little notes from my, God rest her soul, my mother-in-law. She did that for every party, and I have picked up on her. I'm keeping that tradition going. I do that, and really it doesn't. And you know that you have enough room.
Right, because you got it all planned out beforehand.
Exactly.
So you're not scrambling at the last minute. Yep, I do the same thing. So other thing you can do, because especially if you're going to have kids in there, you want to make a playroom for the kids. Like have a place for them where they've got Legos or the TV, they can watch cartoons. So there's a space because so they're not running wild. You may need to do that for the adults as well. I mean, if there's a game on,
it's always football.
There's always going to be a football game on. So make sure there's a place where they can sit and watch the game, watch their football. You've got it all set up, and they're not underfoot.
Well, in our case, we have to have the Macy's Day Parade on in one area and then the football in another area because
you got to watch them both.
Oh yeah, and the Rose Bowl Parade. And the impact from Pasadena, California. Oh, I'm getting prepared for Turkey Day. I might have to go out and buy a turkey breast just to get fired up, get started, get in the mood. Well, the other thing that you know you're going to overeat. I mean, everybody overeats on Thanksgiving. Isn't that what Thanksgiving is about? That big old fat turkey and how much you could eat. Well, the good thing, and we do this, is after dinner, but before dessert, everybody takes a walk, as long as it's not,
as long as it's not raining or snowing.
Exactly.
Nice
Take
weather.
Nice little walk, and then have dessert. So you kind of, you're not getting
again.
stuffed
It's a marathon.
Exactly. So pace yourself. Pace yourself. Well, one thing I saw this. Is I don't know, but has anyone ever overcooked their turkey that you've been at their house?
I have experienced the overcooked turkey.
Well, they just say, load it with gravy. So I was like, gravy? What did you say before gravy?
Oh, gravy covers a multitude of sins. Well, you throw gravy on something, it makes it all better.
Gravy and mashed potatoes.
That's right.
I would be a happy little camper.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, we always talking about nuts. Nuts
one of our favorite.
Nuts and alcohol seem to come into everything we do.
One of our favorite topics.
Well, I do. I love, like good mixed nuts and things like that. You can just open up a can or you can kind of make your own. Well, I was actually at a business meeting and I brought the wine, of course. And then one of the other ladies brought like a crudité and some cheeses and things. But she made this mix that had... She took a Chex Mix, but then she added Bugles. Do you remember Bugles?
I love Bugles. Do you eat them off your fingers?
Yes. And then she added, they were like little, like fingernails.
Yes.
And then she added cashews and pistachio nuts.
Ooh.
Yes. And tossed it in a little bit of like oil. It was awesome. I mean,
that sounds delicious.
And really easy. And you can make it ahead of time. Doesn't that sound good?
That does sound good.
It's a little kick up, but Bugles. That was for me. I just picked out the cashews, the pistachios,
I put the Bugles on my fingers and I ate the cashews with them.
Them out. That's pretty much what I did.
It's easier to pick out the cashews.
Okay, that's like really weird. Okay.
Well, this is the hardest part about Thanksgiving, I think, is picking a time that you're going to sit down for dinner and sticking with it. If dinner's going to be on the table at 1, then stick with it. Plan around it. But I don't know. I never do that either. I'm always late.
Never on time.
And people are okay. Have the snacks out. Have a nice cheese board. Here's a tip for the cheese board. Don't put all the different kinds of cheese.
It's a tip for the cheese board?
A tip for the cheese board?
Hey, cheese board, here's a tip for you.
They're the advisory board for cheese. Brought to you by the cheese board.
Home of the cheese board. So, where's the little cheese knife that cut the cheese? Okay, we're not.
That's the joke at every Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But don't put out all of the different kinds of little cheese cubes, all the different flavors. Like get one round of cheese.
That's true. And let them work.
Let them cut the cheese. Go with something. Let them cut the cheese right there at the table. To go with something like hard.
I'm not even going to go into that. Well, That's just awful. Well, the other thing is sometimes what I'll do is I'll have a little, like a couple of those cheese wedges, but then I'll do like a crudité with it. So I have a couple kinds of vegetables. And you don't just have to.
They're just going to fill up on cheese if you make it too easy for them.
Exactly. Like I always have hummus, and even the, baby carrots are like, everybody has baby carrots. I like baby carrots. So I always do hummus and baby carrots or a little like, a little dip, a little sour cream chive dip or something. But the other thing you can do to make things look a little bit different are, like the bottled peppers and pickles and olives and artichoke hearts.
All the little...
And maybe just do a little bit of, pepperoncinis or a little bit of so make it kind of Italian a little bit and makes it just a little bit different with all those really good crackers that you put out from before. Well, I'm getting hungry for Thanksgiving.
I'm ready for Thanksgiving.
Gobble, gobble. This episode of the Dollar Saving Divas podcast is brought to you by RentTheRunway.com.
You'll find more than 200,000 pieces and 400 designers in the Rent the Runway closet. For any event you might be attending, formal, cocktail, or festive, you can get 4 or 8 day designer rentals for a fraction of the price. Anything you want, one flat price.
And when you click the link on our Dollar Saving Divas Facebook page, you'll save even more and help keep this podcast free.
Look great and save money too at RentTheRunway.com.
Thanks for listening to the Dollar Saving Divas. If you have ideas for an upcoming episode, we would love to hear from you. Just head to our Facebook page at facebook.com/DollarSavingDivas and share your comments. Our podcast is available on iTunes, iHeartMedia, or your favorite podcast player. Thanks again for listening.
Circle270media.com.
Thanks for saving money with us. If you have money-saving tips you want to share, we would love to hear from you. We'll talk about them in a future podcast. Just head to our Facebook page at facebook.com/DollarSavingDivasCBus.
Leslie, that's kind of long. We do have a link to our page in the podcast notes. When you subscribe to this podcast on iTunes or your favorite podcast player, these podcasts can automatically upload to your smartphone. Now get out there and start saving money. We want to hear from you.